Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having an incredible day to start things off. Weekend trading on Bitcoin markets has been profitable with another sustained move higher. Early trading on Monday, however, tells a different story as 10,000 US dollars was rejected. Again, analysts are now eyeing another pullback. Crypto markets were lifted over the weekend with another $10 billion added to the total cap, making it 290 billion US dollars. Over half of that was liquidated again, though during early trading on Asia, Monday trading, that's a weird sentence, dropping market cap back to the same levels it was at this time last week. From a weekend low of 9,600, Bitcoin made solid progress to get back into the high five figures. Once again during Sunday trading, there were two taps of 10,000, around 15 hours apart, but both were sharply rejected, indicating that resistance is strengthening at this level. There's the charts right there, and for those of you who saw the video that we did yesterday, during the actual video, Bitcoin touched 10,000. I think it was $10,022. Then by the end of the video, I think it was around 9,988 or something around that number. A few hours ago, a sharp decline dropped Bitcoin back to 9,600 again, as the asset shed 4% in a couple of hours. The move down, and people keep using the D word, it's kind of gross. The move down coincided with CME markets opening, indicating that futures may have been responsible once again. Well, since then, we've gone up by around a good 150 US dollars. We are currently sitting at least on this price metric, around 97.55 per Bitcoin. Only, air quotes, down 1.56% as opposed to the 4%. And I assume, no assumption. On top of that as well, this one says, Ethereum trades in short-term consolidation phase. Which direction will we break? This one says, top traders should brace for Bitcoin drop ahead of halving, according to two top analysts. This one says, bulls gearing up for battle at the 200-day EMA. Where will XRP end up? And this one says, XRP could dip further before fresh increase. Really funny because it could. It's really funny. Someone was looking at one of my older videos. I mean, by older, like 2 or 3 months ago. And I think they got a little peeved, annoyed. I don't know what it was. Like this is exactly what I'm talking about, where people just don't hear the sarcasm in my voice. I said in one of my videos, I was like, well, according to analysts, prices can either go up and we can make more money, or prices could go down and we can make less money, or they could go up and then go down, or go down and then go up. And the person in the comment section was like, what's wrong with you? Why don't you know TA? Why don't you know all of these things? It's because it's the way that these things are always written. When prices go down, as you might all have noticed, by a couple $100, the news then becomes suddenly very, is the price going to go down lower? How much lower will Bitcoin fall? And then the worst part that many of you don't see is that if in an hour from now, Bitcoin's price happens to shoot up and Bitcoin is at $10,800, the same exact websites will go, Bitcoin looking bullish, we're headed to 14,000. It's like, you were just talking about how negative the chart looked. Anyway, this is why I always make fun of when it says XRP could dip, because there's only two ways it could go. It's either going to go up or it's going to go down. So that's part of the... Anyway, the point being, it says that Bitcoin was rejected, air quotes. I'm air quoting the heck out of the sky right now. Rejected 10K once again. And therefore, everything has to be very doomy and gloomy, because that's just how news works. Anyway, we're below 10,000 again, where we were before about a good 28 hours ago. So not much has really changed, especially if you did not see yesterday's video, except for the fact that we went up and we're back exactly where we were before. And without further ado, let's move on. Yes, this is part of your news that is everywhere news. Justin Sun is apparently bullish on Bitcoin, XRP, and Ethereum. In a new interview on CNN, the founder of Tron, it says a $1 billion decentralized blockchain platform, says he owns a diversified crypto portfolio. He says, one of my favorite paragraphs ever. He says, Basically, I'm a crypto believer. So I converted like all my assets in 2013. These days, I only exchange the crypto to fiat if I need to spend money in my daily life. I own lots of the XRP and the Ethereum too. I'm a long-term believer in crypto, so I want all the crypto assets to succeed. That's why I own lots of the other different cryptos as well. End quote. I just thought that was completely fascinating, and maybe I'm the only one. Sun is also offering his views on the price of Bitcoin in the long run. He said, I definitely believe Bitcoin will pass 100K in 2020. That is a very long time. He thinks that Bitcoin will pass 100K in 5 years. I give it less than 1.5. He says, I believe maybe we can even achieve this price before 2025. At the same time, I believe lots of other cryptocurrency projects like Tron, like Ethereum, like XRP, I believe all these projects will also get into a bull market as well, end quote. Sun says the Tron blockchain is an alternative to iOS and Android operating systems and offers users privacy advantages. He said, in the decentralized ecosystem, we are just the system builders. We don't control any user data. Privacy is always preserved by users themselves, end quote. Why, you ask, was this part of the news that's everywhere news? It's because someone who created a crypto wasn't just talking about their own crypto. We also, I mean, many times before, remember when Brad Garlinghouse said the obvious and was like, yeah, I also hold Bitcoin, and everyone was like, oh my gosh. Like, it's really weird, and I don't know why. A lot of people assume that because that someone created, is running, is the lead manager, head person of the foundation of the company who made said cryptocurrency, that they only own that cryptocurrency. Why would you do that? Why imagine if I made a TMI coin and I only held a TMI coin, I would, no, that doesn't happen. So the entire point is, and why this is making the rounds, is because Justin Sun is using pure logic, and he has bet on the top 3 coins that have been the top 3 since around, was it 2015, 2016? Just a lot of logic. I don't agree with the 100K by 2025. I think even, no, I think it's going to happen well before that. The point being, once again, Justin Sun says that he holds large amounts of Ether and XRP and, of course, Bitcoin. But they all do. There's not one person out there. I would bet either Craig Wright, Roger Ver, Vitalik Buterin, Charlie Lee, and fifth person, one of these people holds huge amounts of XRP. I can feel it. There's no way around it. I think a lot of people make the mistake once again because they don't like something, or their friends don't like something, or the word decentralized keeps getting passed around. You have to understand this is all just about money. If their price metrics, remember the price metrics that we saw all the other banks talking about, that Bitcoin was gonna hit 50,000 and their price shows Bitcoin hitting 80,000 and all these other numbers. If they have these price metrics for Bitcoin, they're probably, now listen, hear me out, they're probably doing the exact same price metrics for the other top 10 coins. And if they see at any point that they could make potentially several hundred million, if not $1 billion off of owning tons of XRP or tons of Ether, they're probably going to own that asset because they want to make money. Just going to throw that out there. Anyway, that's the Justin Sun news. You will not hear me say that often on this channel. That is the Tron Justin Sun news. And let's move on. Also, continuing from yesterday, part of the news that's everywhere, and it's still everywhere because it actually took place news. Last night, The Simpsons had an episode where they explained blockchain and crypto. The name of the episode was called Frink Coin, from Dr. Frink. Season 31, my goodness. Season 31, episode 13. Apparently, the guy from Big Bang Theory went on and was talking about crypto. We spoke about this yesterday because there was like a little clip. Is there? No, right here. This was the clip. Apparently, people have gone completely insane for it. So to not even spend another minute on this, The Simpsons aired the episode that they said that they were going to air. Potentially millions of people were re-exposed to the idea of cryptocurrency. And the other point to be made is that even people in the comment section were saying, if you haven't noticed, for some reason, The Simpsons is they're very good at predicting the future. And in this episode, apparently they call cryptocurrency the money of the future. So this is kind of the whole, they predicted other things before, and therefore The Simpsons must know the future. But I mean, at least for me, it's fairly obvious that crypto was going to be the future. But we'll see in 10 years, and people will start referencing this episode for its futuristic telling properties. Next up, major global crypto exchange Binance announced the launch of Binance Cloud, an infrastructure solution for cryptocurrency exchanges. Binance's newly released Binance Cloud platform might be somewhat different from what the crypto industry expects the new features to be. I said this a couple of days ago, about, was it 2-3 weeks ago, when Binance announced that they were going to be launching something called Binance Cloud. I thought it was like a cloud mining operation, because that's what every other cloud thing within the cryptocurrency space has been. After Binance founder and CEO Changpeng Zhao first hinted at the introduction of Binance Cloud on the 8th of February, the new service has officially been released. Oh, it's been a while now. And the 17th of February, targeting users willing to set up crypto exchanges, according to a blog post by Binance. According to the announcement, Binance Cloud will serve as an all-in-one infrastructure platform for customers and partners to launch digital asset exchanges based on Binance's industry-leading technology, security, liquidity, as well as custodial services. The solution also supports dashboards for managing funds, multilingual functionality, as well as a range of trading pairs and coin listings. Binance's new exchange-specific cloud solution will provide users with a method of setting up a crypto platform in their local markets. Binance Cloud features include crypto spot trading and futures, as well as a local bank API integration and peer-to-peer exchange services from fiat to crypto. In the future, Binance Cloud plans to add more features like staking, over-the-counter trading services, as well as token issuance with initial exchange offering platform. So it's slightly unclear as to if this is simply running, kind of like are people simply running stuff on, because I think this is meant to be on Binance Chain as well. So are they simply going to be running stuff on Binance Chain, which would then give Binance Chain more users? Or is this like kind of a, what's the word? The word isn't freelance, like an open source type thing that other people can simply copy that's based off of what Binance has created? And then I go to, well, then I wonder, if it is open source, is the largest crypto exchange in the entire world just giving other people kind of like a free tool to use to be able to make their own crypto exchange, or do you have to pay for it? Anyway, Binance Cloud has launched. If you've been looking to create a cryptocurrency exchange in your country, because I think the entire point of it is to be able to do it where Binance is not, so that everyone is, what's the word? So that crypto is accessible to everyone. This has been the kind of the mantra of Binance for a while. Yeah, so Binance Cloud is launched. I stand corrected, because I could have sworn it was just going to be a cloud mining service, and here we are. Let's move on. In for some reason news that's also everywhere news. This one got a bit frustrating because I couldn't click on any website without this being hurled into my face. A New Jersey lawmaker has introduced a bill seeking to mandate licensing for crypto businesses operating within the state, dubbed the Digital Asset and Blockchain Technology Act. The bill has been introduced as currently, the state has no clear regulations for the growing industry per the official announcement. The bill is seeking the mandatory registration of all crypto businesses within the New Jersey Department of Banking and Insurance or any other state which has ties with the New Jersey government on the matter. Wow. If passed, it will also require the crypto companies to disclose its legal name and any fictitious or trade name that the applicant uses to conduct businesses, along with the details of anti-money laundering and counter-tariff financing measures it is taking. So they'll be under the same exact rules as a bank. Okay, the companies also have to disclose the list of any license revocation, suspension, rejection, or other disciplinary action taken against the... Do they not want crypto businesses in their state? or other disciplinary actions taken against the applicant in another state. A list of criminal convictions. Who do they think? Deferred prosecution agreements and pending criminal proceedings. They said throughout New Jersey. Oh, throughout. Sorry, I read this earlier and I thought it was funny, and I'll tell you why in a second. They said throughout New Jersey there are ATMs that dispense bitcoins. People see and hear about it in their day-to-day lives, but most are not quite sure what it is. This was said by Assemblywoman Yvonne Lopez. She said, "We must take steps to protect consumers looking to invest in cryptocurrency, while also allowing the sector to continue to develop and expand in New Jersey." I guess it was funnier in my head. When I read this earlier, it was just the phrasing of the sentence. I assumed this Assemblywoman was not in the know. Anyway, it's not really important. It was funny in my head. Now that I think about it, it's just not that funny. The entire point being, it looks like this is trying to be New Jersey's version of the BIT license, which is in New York. I assume they are doing this. I should have assumed they were doing this to try and get companies looking to leave New York to have a better regulatory something to be able to do business in. But I am certain, now don't hate me, this is probably not going to work. We've seen, what was it? I think it was Oklahoma, Ohio, was it Colorado? And there was another one. There was a fourth state. They had some of the best crypto laws in the entire world, and their assembly people keep trying to get stuff passed through, like, if the transaction's less than $500, you pay no taxes on it. If this happens, so and so and so. If you're a crypto company, you can come here for 5 years without paying taxes. If you do, it's all these little things that help to welcome the industry players into their state. I think everyone's just not there mentally sometimes when it comes to doing these things. I'm pretty sure that this is kind of a thing for many other states as well. I'm pretty sure you also have to, be able to prove, hey, you're not a criminal. But it gets to be a bit too much, especially when you start looking at the wording of it and stuff like that. And it's like, anyway, the news being is that New Jersey is, of course, I wouldn't have expected anything otherwise. That crypto companies trying to work within New Jersey have to get licenses. I don't know why this news was everywhere. Sometimes I get so confused as to what was the news exciting because it had the word New Jersey and New Jersey's next to New York. Was it that there was another state who was trying to, the other states who were actually giving like really good regulation weren't in the news as much as this New Jersey thing. I have 3 of the tabs open. New Jersey crypto bill recommends mandatory business license. New Jersey introduces bill to regulate cryptocurrencies at the state level. I could have given you about 38,000 other websites. It was a lot. Anyway, if you are a crypto company trying to go to New Jersey, there's your good news for the week. Let's move on. And to kind of finish things off in a very, you'll see. Layer1 Technologies, a Bitcoin mining startup operating in West Texas, has opened its doors for busyness. The company has specifically mentioned that it is looking to counter Bitcoin and crypto mining activity in China, which up until this point has long been considered the world's #1 Bitcoin and digital currency haven. What? At the time of writing, Layer1 has unveiled several 2.5 megawatt containers and is extracting several new coins. Who writes these articles? They're mining. They have areas and now they're mining. The history of Bitcoin mining in China is a strange one from beginning to end. The country has long been an advocate of crypto and was a prime location for anyone looking to potentially enter the industry and take up the digital reins. However, for several years, regulators spent time arguing back and forth regarding whether Bitcoin and crypto mining should be allowed. The consensus was that mining activities potentially caused irreparable damage to the Earth's atmosphere, and many of those regulators weren't okay with that. However, after several years of debating and realizing that most of the people were either using hydropower, wind power, or solar panels that they installed themselves, It was finally decided late last year that crypto mining operations should be allowed to continue. This was you realize we hear nothing about this news anymore. This was a very major point throughout 2017, 18, and 19. That Bitcoin and Ethereum mining was destroying the earth. It was completely wearing everything down. And then we had tons of people who did their own research, and a lot of like analysts and stuff like that who were going around the world to these actual cryptocurrency mining farms. And there were tons of videos of people on YouTube looking at these farms and stuff like that. And nearly all of them were either getting their electricity from hydroelectricity, so they weren't really like I mean, there were always reports that people, the long story short, this is a very long story, is that it was nearly always coming from renewable sources. It was never really anything other than that. And then they talk about Bitcoin mining or industry. Despite that, Layer1 states it would like to account for roughly 30% of Bitcoin's hash rate by the end of 2021. This would make it one of the most powerful and active Bitcoin mining operations in the world. The CEO explained, he said, "We are already delivering on our vision of making Layer1 the world leader in vertically integrated sustainable Bitcoin mining. Our factory in West Texas is a game changer in Bitcoin mining. The facility uses custom ASIC chips and patent pending liquid cooling technology that enables us to unlock warmer climates." One, cool, awesome. I'm sure this actually makes a lot of people, dare I use the H word and say happy, simply because I've seen a lot of arguments on Twitter, on Instagram, Reddit, blah, 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 wherever people complain about life, about how they don't like how one country controls, what was the number? 68%, as not to make the same mistake Brad Garlinghouse did when he said 80 and people jumped down his throat. That China controls 68% of all the Bitcoin mining, hash power rate, blah, blah, blah. And now this one company is also trying to, the really weird part for me, to kind of make my point clear, is that the idea has always been that we should take the power away from one such entity that controls 68% of it and spread, sprinkle the crypto mining stuff around the world. But then you get into the discussion. How many people, it is roughly estimated that anywhere from, I think it's 45 to 75 million people are currently into Bitcoin or own some type of Bitcoin or own a fraction of Bitcoin. These are the numbers. 45 to 70, they're rough because we can't see the people who actually own the addresses. I don't know who you are. You don't know who I am. All that kind of stuff. I lost my point. I was looking at a cup of orange juice and I completely just lost everything I was trying to say. Yeah, the entire point being, right, there we go. So if you have millions of people into Bitcoin and one country is controlling 68% of it, therefore some of their power should be taken away to make the entire mining thing more decentralized. Cool. But then you get into the same exact discussion. There is now one company called Layer1 who is trying to make, or has already made, a Bitcoin mining facility that's also then, say it with me, located in one spot. At least the ones in the other country were located kind of sprinkled around the other country. This is one company who is looking to control 1/3 of the entire Bitcoin hash rate. And part of the issue is that when you read around as well, this is all apparently, so they say, going to happen in their West Texas facility. This is a problem. Why? Because what if something happens to that power grid? What if there is an accident in that one mining facility place and everything kind of goes completely to poop? And then all that 30% just completely poofs and disappears. I hope that the long-term goal of whatever they're trying to do is to make other Layer1 containers, mining facilities around the US. That seems to make a bit more sense to me. I think it would even make a bit more sense if they opened up one in every state, if not two in every state. That'd be kind of cool. Like, imagine having two in every single state. You'd have 100 huge mining facilities all across the US that even if they're just owned by this one, it would still be completely spread across, because if some part of the energy grid ends up falling apart in the Northwest, well, it doesn't really affect the Northeast, or it doesn't affect the South, or it doesn't. You understand what I'm saying? It seems a little weird, and I mean all of this just simply because the news going around that I keep reading and finding is that they're trying to do this in one simple area in West Texas. I think it would make a bit more sense if you're trying to have a purely super mega decentralized. I don't care if it's one company. I honestly don't. It's more like a protection of the validation of the transactions and the strength of the network. If you have it all in West Texas, doesn't make a lot of sense. But if you open up one, imagine having one on one end of a state and on the other end of a state. You'd be completely protected. But I assume or hope that this ends up decentralizing itself further. I think it's a very weird argument to say, well, we're going to be decentralized, but you understand how big Bitcoin is? Do you understand if you have millions of people in something and you shrink that down to one company that owns or controls 1/3 of the entire Bitcoin hash rate? No one else is seeing that. That's kind of just the same exact thing as one other country controlling the entire thing, but then you get to one company controlling 1/3 is a lot. Can you imagine if there was somebody on this planet who had owned 1/3 of all the Bitcoin that were out there? People would riot. Imagine anyway. That's the news. Apparently this is it's Peter Thiel backed, excuse me. We'll see how this ends up going. It's pointless to take dominance away from another country and then simply take all of that dominance and say, yeah, decentralized. No, you got to open up more factories, and I hope that they expand a lot. At least give me 10 factories across the US. That'd be great, because there are other companies as well who are also trying to play their part in taking tons of Bitcoin. What's some of Jagger's hash rate? Anyway, that's the mining Bitcoin technology layer 1 news for today. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters. Professor Wally from Gunbot University, Chongololo, Tsongololo, Nostromo, Mr. Pickles, John Sarson, The Animal Reader, A Bibliophobia, Barebones Mining, Todd Mullis, Adam Graysick, Mohameroni, Master Ventures in Thailand, Brady Neal, Jared Schneider, Wise Night Owl, 242 to the World, Crypto Joe, Bankroll Network, Adobo, Milweezy, Crypto Artist, Coldy 3D, Nicholas from North One Peace One Love, Damien Setsuna, Nick Kanaya, Richie Rich, Third, Vlad the Impaler, Cryptum Shipmate, Paxis, Nick Manjalavodi, Anthony Charles, Jim Garner, Jeremy Fox, Minting Coins, Miller, Hitch Chest Every Day, and Kyle Skips Leg Day, Yes to Crypto, Bodie McBoatface, Anytime Fitness, Monk's Corner Staff, Arfmedic 17, Bake Me a Cake, Tigger Macho Nisa, On Crypto with Lionel, Creole and Michelle URL, and hold on, I have to sneeze. That's the actual name. It says, hold on, I have to sneeze. Thank you all very, very much for your support, and thank you to everyone who is a member of the channel. I do thank all of you immensely. Immensely. I thank you a lot for all you're all awesome. Thank you. At the moment, Bitcoin is currently at 97.42. It is trending sideways. There are some dips around here. Tether dipped right around here while the rest of the market was trying to go up. I assume this is where the rejection happened about a good 11, 12 hours ago, where Bitcoin tried to hit 10,000 once again. It's not that difficult. It's not like we've been above 10,000, I think, about 5 times in the last 3 weeks. Assumption time, we're probably going to do it again. Not many things are down. It's one of those really weird sideways downs, if you will. Like, if Bitcoin pops up by 3% anytime within the next 24 hours, everything's going to be in green once again, because everything isn't really down per se. Yeah, there's not really much more to say. I think I pretty much said the whole lot of it. I hope you all enjoyed. Hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are. Wherever you might be. I do hope that it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.